know you guys want to talk, so I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to ask you how your day's been, or how Luke's doing, or if you've had any luck at all tracking Holly and the so-called Corsos.
Mighty nice of you.
But as soon as we figure it out, you'll be the first to know.
Don't worry. I'm going to find out one way or the other, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your coffee, and your burgers are going to come right up.
Grazie.
Cinco. So how's the jet lag?
I left it on the plane. I'm too tired to sleep.
Got no leads whatsoever?
Mm-mm. London was yet another washout. The trail's cold at the moment.
They were seen getting off a plane in London. I mean, that report was verified, Robert.
Sure, they deplaned. But after that, there's no trace of them. Our Corsos, quote-unquote, have disappeared.
Hi, guys.
Well, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Careful now. People might get the wrong idea.
What's wrong? Don't gentlemen hold ladies' chairs in Port Charles?
Well, I'd say rarely in Kelly's.
I'm afraid they're going to have to deal with. All right. What's good here for lunch?
Eddie, before we order, I gotta apologize.
You? For what?
For last night.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time.
No, I mean about the way it ended. Everybody was in such a hurry to get out. We didn't get a chance to talk.
We'll have plenty of time for that. You know what was really wonderful? Gee, your parents are nice, and I had a great time meeting them.
Wish I could say I had a great time.
I noticed.
Everyone noticed, Eddie. That's why the party was a miserable flop.
But, Claudia, don't blame yourself.
Oh, I'm not. I'm blaming Brian. And it's all over between us, Eddie. I will never forgive him.
That's it.
Beautiful job, Doctor.
All signs have stabilized.
What's the pressure?
128/90.
That'll do it. Okay, you can close. That's enough for now.
Prognosis?
No reason why Dan shouldn't make a complete recovery.
Good news.
Best news I've had in weeks, I'll tell you.
According to an inside source, the entire operation was a swindle engineered by a group of con men assuming the identity of the internationally known Corso family. The money, $2 million, was withdrawn from the Rainbow account by one Holly Sutton, president and chief operating officer of Rainbow Oil, and believed to be a part of the confidence operation from the beginning. We'll keep you up to date as the facts come in on this bizarre and unsolved mystery. That's the Noonday News. I'm Ted Daly. Now back to music.
Mark, the grapevine said the operation was successful.
Is the grapevine ever wrong, Jesse?
Oh, come on then, Mark. This is important. I want to hear it from the doctor. How is he?
Well, it all depends how you look at it. From my point of view, I still got one cranky old hospital administrator to deal with.
Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the alternative, that's pretty wonderful news.
It's better than I expected, Jesse. I expect a full recovery.
Oh, wow. There's a lady sitting over there who'd like to hear the news, I think.
Oh, well, there's no reason to keep her in suspense. As a matter of fact, there's no reason to keep anybody in the hospital in suspense. Why don't you use the page? Tell everybody.
Right away.
Okay. Get a hold of yourself.
Give it to me straight.
It was a beautiful piece of surgery, if I do say so myself.
He's gonna be all right?
As good as new.
Oh, Doctor! Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Well, thank Dan. I couldn't have done it without him.
When can I see him?
Well, let's say later this afternoon. Now, does that sound good enough?
It sounds almost as good as seeing him right
All
now.
hospital personnel.
As you all know, Dan Rooney, our chief administrator, went into surgery approximately 3 hours ago. This staff member is happy to announce that Mr. Rooney came through with flying colors. A complete recovery is expected.
There, you see, that saved me the trouble of having to tell everybody on this staff how Dan made out.
Oh, thank you for telling me first.
A pleasure.
Good work, Doctor. Good work.
Good patient, Doctor. Good
And
patient.
stubborn, too.
Yeah, well, you know the Irish.
Oh, yes, this one anyway. It'll be great to have him back on staff. I've missed him.
Oh, I can't wait to tell him how much we've all missed him.
Yeah, I told her I'd let her see him in a while.
Have you told her the other good news?
No, what?
Well, you might have to wait to see Dan, but you don't have to wait to see somebody else.
You mean I can see Luke?
Doctor, you're the hero of this day.
You can see him anytime.
Okay, so bring me up to date on this Odessa Lockerbie.
You heard about that?
Yeah, heard about it at the hospital, but what actually happened?
Well, Bert and I tracked that charter plane to Odessa, Texas.
Look, I thought we'd established that there was no operational Corso center there.
You're absolutely right, there isn't, but there is a locked storage facility.
In the Corso name?
The real Corso name this time, and the bad guys apparently took out a space and rented it, and took us all day to get into this thing. We finally do. We find 6 bags with bundles of paper cut size and shape and stacked just like money.
Another diversion.
Yeah. I'm beginning to see a plan behind all of this, Robert.
Yeah. Pattern plan of false trails.
Yeah, which we have been following each and every one, blindly.
Well, I've run out of ideas. I'm just hoping that maybe Luke can come up with something.
If only Brian would open up. If he'd show his anger instead of just sitting there fuming. What can I do if he won't let me inside?
Well, Claudia, we all have bad days. And take it from a guy my age. Birthdays can be extremely trying.
Oh, but you just accept the way he treated you?
Yes, probably because, you see, I don't expect anything from him.
Not even respect, Eddie?
Claudia, Bryant's a man now, not a child, and he has his life to live, and he must live it the way he sees fit.
Well, I can't. I can't accept it. No one should treat their father the way he treated you.
Hey, don't get mad on my account. Brian and I have things that we have to work out.
I know, Eddie. And believe me, it's not just you. It's the way.
Yeah, I know. The way he treated your parents.
You saw it.
Well, I gotta say, what does he have against them?
Tell me.
Well, you must have some idea, Claudia.
Yeah, it's all in his head. They've never done anything to him. If you want to know the truth, I feel he thinks that he does not measure up.
Well, that just might figure.
How?
Maybe I'm partially responsible for it all somewhere because I walked out on him. See, I walked out on Brian and his mother. And from the way I see it, I think it's left him scarred.
Yeah, Eddie, but he doesn't have to be.
Well, he feels he does.
So what do we do? What's the solution?
I
That's
wish
why
I
we're
knew.
here.
I wish. Maybe if you talk to him.
No. Now, that's the one thing we will not do. I am not going to live to deal for Brian Phillips. He has to deal with his problems.
Well, would you take some advice from a man who's been fighting windmills for an awfully long time? Just listen to me. You can't plan things. You just can't. When it comes to other people, you can't plan for them because we don't steer our lives. We ride it in whichever direction it takes us. And I mean that. Whether you're conscious of it or not, we're all victims of fate. And right now, I'm a victim of being late for an appointment.
You mean no lunch, Eddie?
No, the iced tea just did me fine. Claudia, do me a favor, will you? Give him another shot. You know, give him another break. And who knows, maybe by you giving him a break, a second chance, he just might give me one.
Gee, you're pretty.
What a great big bear hug.
All right.
Oh.
Hi, baby.
Oh, darling, darling.
Nice to see you. Guess what? I'm about 99.9% okay.
That's pretty fast.
Well, of course, I have a tradition to uphold. The Spencer Anderson tradition. After your operation, it's when I checked in down at the desk, they told me there is a tradition. It is called fast healing and clean living.
Well, I just want to report that I kept my room neater.
Oh, well, I've been catching up on my reading.
Oh, the radio. It looks terrific.
You like it over there? I wasn't very fond of the station.
Well, I guess maybe they'll just put it in your hospital bill.
Yeah, I just wish they'd make that thing up, come up here, let me pay it, and get out of here. How was Dan?
You didn't hear the announcement?
No.
Mark operated this morning, and he came through it with flying colors. He's going to be up and around in no time. Does that make you happy?
Oh, yeah, that is, I'm really relieved now. I'd be a perfectly happy man if they'd give me my walking papers. How do I look?
Like you've been in the hospital a little too long.
That bad, huh?
Oh, no, not that bad. You know something? Mark let me come in here last night. You were sleeping. I just stood here looking at you for the longest time.
I remember you always said that I was easiest to get along with when I was asleep.
You looked like you looked when you were a little boy.
I knew you were here, Ruby. When I woke up in the morning, I felt it.
I've missed you so. Ever since I saw you in that linen room, it's been one nightmare of worry.
I guess they're kind of running in the family right now.
Oh, you, a nightmare.
Yeah. Look at this. This whole thing, this swindle, Dan, hiding out again. You know, I don't know where Holly is right now. I don't know what's happened to her.
I just know what I read in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah, I know that she swindled $2.5 million and she ran off with the crooks. It sounds bad. Maybe it's true. It probably is true, but there is a reason.
Maybe there was a gun at her head.
Or worse.
They won't blame you, will they?
Well, I've done some pretty stupid mistakes in this thing, but I haven't done anything illegal.
I know that. You know, when you first met her in the beginning, you were very cautious, and you held back. Looking back, maybe that was good sense.
Yeah, looking back, maybe that's what I should have done throughout.
Well, how could you know?
My instincts. They told me something was up. I have to trust them. Every time I don't, I get in trouble.
And what about your feelings?
They have their own ideas. Damn it, why did she sign that check?
Yes. That's exactly what I'd like to know. So you knew that Holly was part of the scam?
As time went on, I started to suspect it.
When did that start?
Well, Dan talked to me. He was very suspicious. I was pig-headed. I didn't listen to him. I made a terrible mistake. Look, when he was stabbed, I realized that we were into something rough.
Why don't you tell me everything you know so far?
Go on, honey.
Well, it's all out in the open. You've read it here in the papers. $2 million, Luke.
Yeah, I read it.
Look, at this point, you're the only one who can help me. Now, what did Holly tell you?
She told me some stuff about her family.
Yeah, we already know that their name is not Corso.
Durbin. D-U-R-B-A-N.
Okay, excuse me.
Oh, sure.
Who are you calling? That's my phone.
Just give me a minute. Look, Ramsey here. I want Brown to call CID in London. Have them put a trace on the name Durbin, D-U-R-B-A-N. And tell them that that is the real name of the phony Corsos. That's right. Get on it right away. Thank you. All right now, Luke, let's go on from there.
Well, Holly was controlled by the Durbins.
How?
Well, her father, her sick father, they threatened to do something with him if she didn't follow their orders.
Yeah, his name was Charles Sutton.
Yeah, Dr. Dante treated him for some attacks. They weren't fake.
Now, what did they have on her father that made Holly cooperate?
Some kind of embezzlement, something like that, something he had been involved in. Holly and her old man would have ended up looking at life through prison bars.
Embezzlement, fraud, swindle. Lovely family you got yourself involved with.
Hey, Bert.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go on to the night that Dan Rooney was stabbed.
Joe, just in time.
What's going on?
Well, I'm just questioning Luke. You can wait outside, Joe.
Yeah, maybe I better wait around in here just in case you might need some legal advice.
He already does. Look, I've got to go to work, sweetheart. Joe, you stay here.
Stop in later, will ya? So I can talk to you.
Take care of me that easily.
Okay, baby.
Love you.
I love you, too.
You take care of him, Joe.
That's what I'm here for.
I'll see you, kid. Yeah.
All right. Now, about the night of the stabbing.
You can stop him right there if you want to.
What?
No, it's all right, Joe. I'll tell you what. Everything that's been going on has been going on too long. I want everything out in the open, no matter how much it hurts.
I hope you don't have any plans tonight.
Nothing I can't cancel. Why, Doc?
Well, I want to get that bone scan out of the way.
Already, huh?
Yeah, I want to run some tests, check out some x-rays, and then check in the hospital immediately.
Whatever you say, Doc.
Oh, by the way, have you talked to Brian?
No. Have you?
No, I remembered our agreement.
But you still think that I should tell him, don't you?
Eddie, look, it would be easier for everybody all the way around if he knew the truth.
Believe me, Doc, it would only complicate things more. Okay?
Okay. I've got your records here from Chicago. I'll have to drop them down to Dr. Carson. An x-ray. You'll want to see him before he takes the next bone scan.
Dr. Carson, I think that's his office is right the way I'm going now. Why don't you let me drop him off for you, huh?
Well, it's not exactly hospital procedure, Eddie, but okay. Thank you.
All right. Doc.
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, thank you for trying to patch things up between Brian and myself. But it's a very complicated business. It's very much like this cancer that I have. See, the more it grows, the worse it gets.
Doesn't mean you stop fighting, Eddie.
Well, I happen to think, Doc, that it's a little too late to fight in both cases. I'll drop these off for you.
Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4B. Dr. Banks, call the lab on line 4B.
What are you doing here? Just a routine checkup. What about you? I work here. Oh, that's right. So you do. Listen, when I told you I wanted you out of my life, I meant it. Do you think I planned this meeting? Look, I want you out of this town. Now, wait a minute. Out of town? I mean, look, I didn't come here to cause you any trouble.
Oh, that's funny. That's all you've done since you've been here.
Oh, you mean Claudia, don't you?
Yeah. You made a very big impression, her big hero. She doesn't seem to understand why I'm not bubbling over with love and sympathy for you. But we got an inside line on that relationship, don't we, Pop?
I'm sorry, Bryant. I was hoping, just hoping that your birthday would be something special.
Oh, it was special. Real special. An uneaten birthday cake and no lady.
Look, Bryant,
don't say anything. I want to remember you just like this because I don't ever plan to see you again.
You ran. There's no other way to look at it.
I have never denied that.
But why? That's what I want to know. Dan Rooney's lying in a pool of blood and you run?
Look, I knew the conclusion that you were going to reach.
So, why not stay and explain yourself? We would have listened to your side of the story.
I didn't have a side of the story yet, Captain. I needed answers.
Well, maybe we could have helped you get them. Joe, me, Scorpio. A lot of people would have pitched in, Luke.
Only I'd be in jail.
Not necessarily.
Oh, come on. Eddie Quartermain would have lied and I'd have been behind bars, and you know it.
I'm not sure that would have happened.
Well, look, all I can tell you is I had to get out of there, and I had to get out of there fast.
Then tell me, why take Holly along?
It just happened that way.
Are you saying she went voluntarily?
Look, it was a moment of panic, Captain. I grabbed her. I pulled her off the boat. It wasn't a time when I was thinking logically.
Oh, it sounds to me as if you still forced her to go with you.
Never at first.
What about later, when things got a little hot after Van Gelder got it?
Bert, look, she was the only one with the answer. If I had let her go, I would have never gotten to the bottom of it.
Come on, Luke. She certainly wasn't very chummy with you. Otherwise, why would she leave you for dead at the park?
That is not true. She did not leave me. They took her. They forced her. Now, look, if anybody's guilty of kidnapping, it is not me. It's the Durbins, Basil, and the rest of them.
But she still signed that check.
They forced her to. That's all I can
that's
say.
enough. Well, all right, no, let's face it. The man agreed to answer a few questions, not sit around and be accused of committing crimes.
Joe, he still ran from the scene of a crime.
In order to solve it, which he almost did, as a matter of fact. Now, if you have any more questions, please go through me, Bert.
Hey, I'm just trying to get to the truth. If Luke hadn't run, Van Gelder might still be alive.
Come on.
All right, now, look, okay, all right, Joe, look, maybe you're right. But you're not going to lay all the guilt of this thing on me. You're not.
That's enough, Bert.
Hey, Rose, got any messages for me?
For you.
Yeah, I'm expecting one.
Really, Scotty, do I look like an answering service?
What is this, some kind of a new policy? You don't take messages anymore?
Oh, I'm beginning to limit who I do favors for.
Oh, I see. So I'm the first one to get scratched, right?
Mm-hmm. There haven't been any calls for you all week, Scotty, okay?
Oh, okay. All right, listen. What about a business acquaintance? Is that too much to ask? Have you seen him?
Well, you might want to look around.
There he is, right there in the corner. I like your hair. Who's the lucky guy?
I'm sure your friend's getting impatient.
It's a business acquaintance, not a friend.
Whatever it is, I'll send over some menus.
It's real nice of you.
You're late.
You're early.
Big hands on the 3, sport. You're 15 minutes late.
That's funny. Mine's on the 1, which means I'm 5 minutes late.
You're still late.
You forget that I'm a lawyer. I've got clients, cases, courtroom appearances that I have to be at.
Yeah, you've also got business obligations, Baldwin. Specifically the purchase of the sports center. How are the plans coming with the new mall, counselor?
Just fine.
Yeah, let's go on.
There's nothing to go on about.
Oh, yeah, there is. Because, you see, I don't plan on getting stuck buying some old building if nothing's going to happen after I buy it.
Look, Anthony, everything is going along just fine.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing some blueprints.
I talked to the architect, and he's finishing up some last-minute touches.
Why aren't you moving ahead, starting demolition? I got the impression things be moving along a lot faster than this.
Not for me, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, who else?
I don't know. Maybe you've got just kind of an overactive imagination.
Well, now you've heard about the rumors, haven't you, Big Shot? Weber's trying to raise money to match my offer.
I told you before, Weber doesn't have a chance.
He's got friends, doctors, lawyers, people with big bucks. He could do it.
You are overestimating this town. $5,000, $10,000 at the most. There's no way they're going to raise $200,000. Our acquisition of the sports center is going to go ahead. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, it better.
I've got your bid, your check, the firm offer, right?
Yeah, you got 25 big ones.
That's chicken scratch compared to what we're going to make.
Well, until that magic moment, how safe is it?
How safe is it?
Yeah.
An airbag at 10 miles an hour.
Well, I hope so for your sake, Baldwin. Because my investments never go down the drain alone.
Luke, believe me, things will go a lot smoother if you'll just answer my questions. Just cooperate with me.
I thought I was.
Okay, fellas, come on. We're missing the point here. The longer we stand around and argue, the further away the Durbins get.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
There is one thing that's really bothering me, though.
Well, come on, tell me about it.
All right, it's Holly. I don't understand one thing. It's totally out of line. Why did she sign that check? Why didn't she avoid it, stall it?
Look, that's just more proof that she was in on it all the way.
No, wait a minute. We already been through that.
Luke, her signature was the only way that they could get all that money.
Well, then they had a knife to her throat or something. I'm telling you, they must have forced her.
Well, only they can answer that.
That's not necessarily true.
What do you mean?
Well, I just thought of it. It's something the Valley told me. Apparently, she did try to stall Bert because she filled in the wrong amount on the first check.
There, you see that? She did. She tried.
All right, what happened?
Well, the Corsos were ahead of her. They had another check.
Yeah, but it still proves that she wasn't one of them, you know? She didn't want to take the money. I know that she was forced.
To save her father?
She couldn't do anything openly. If she tried anything covert...
Oh, come on, Luke. That's very commendable, but it doesn't excuse her. She still has committed a very serious crime.
She had to, Bert. You call it duress or coercion, I don't know what. She's a hostage.
I'm sorry, Luke. Either way, she can still go to jail for it.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.